Alright. Links are set. Chat is up. Hey guys. No real announcements tonight, I guess. So, I bet you're all anxious to get started. So, I won't keep you waiting. I wanted to start a little earlier today so that we covered the ground that we made. It didn't do last time. Anyway, let's go. The rooftop is silent. The wind is gone, and nothing makes a sound. I can't approach Saber, and I just stand there. I don't know if I'm still confused, or if my heart is still captivated by that sword. Swords are awesome. My mind is acting strange. The only insignificant things come to my head. Why does she have that sword? That golden sword's the property of the well-known King of Knights. I try to think of how she ended up with the sword, and I notice that I'm going to avoid the simplest of answers. There's no need for complicated guesses. That sword has always been hers. That's why her true name is easy to figure out. I don't know what kind of mistake was made, but there's only one person she can be if she has that holy sword. Saber does not move from the stance that completed her blow. I should run up to her, but my body won't move. Up to now, I only understood in words that Saber was a heroic spirit. Perhaps I realized that she was a hero of the past, something different from me, and I hesitated to go near her. I hear a scream. Something is burning in the background. Who's there? I look in that direction. There, I see a book burning to ashes and... it's burning! My command spell is burning! Shinji's there, watching the burning book. Shinji? He must have realized that Ryder is defeated and he's at a disadvantage. Shinji turns his back to me as if to flee and runs towards the exit. Shinji jumps through the door leading to the stairs. Stop, Shinji! I can't let him go now, but the instant I start to follow him, at the corner of my eye, Saber collapses. My mind freezes. Shinji's running away, and Saber's on the ground. I'm sure he'll be fine. Let's go see Saber's alright. I can't leave Saber alone. Ryder is gone, and the book that holds Shinji's command spell is burned. Shinji doesn't have a servant anymore, and he has lost the command spells as well. I can call the match settled. So the priority right now is Saber. Saber! I run to her. The golden sword isn't in her hands anymore. It has disappeared, and only Saber herself remains, but... Huh? Saber doesn't look well at all. She has sweat on her brow, and her breathing is weak and irregular, as if she has a fever. No way. Hey, Saber, what's wrong? I call out to her timidly, but she doesn't answer. She's unconscious. Saber? I touch her forehead. Ah! I automatically pull my hand back. It's weirdly hot. If this is a fever, she's over 40 degrees Celsius. Saber, hey, are you alright? Even when I call out to her, her only reply is heavy breathing. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know, but we can't just stay here like this. I'm gonna take you home. If you want to object to it later. I pick Saber up. She's light. She was light before, but she's lighter now. No more than that, she's warm. She's alive. Saber is still Saber. I'm angry at myself for hesitating. Damn it. So what if she's a hero? No matter who Saber is, she's here right now and she's warm. How stupid of me to think there's a wall between us in spite of that. I'm going home right away. Stay still until then, Saber. I run, still holding Saber in my arms. There's no feeling of victory. All I feel is Saber in my arms, breathing painfully. I'm done. I let her sleep in the Japanese staff room, but I don't think she'll wake up anytime soon. Sorry, you really helped me out there. There's nothing I could have done to treat Saber. Well, I just removed her armor and helped her relax, so you didn't need to thank me. Saber won't get well, and I haven't done anything. But still, having Tosaka around helped. She was the one that yelled at me when I came home in a panic about what to do. She worked out Saber's situation and advised me to take her armor off and let her sleep. It's been an hour since then. Somehow, communicating with the unconscious Saber, Tosaka took her armor off. So what happened? I thought you went out looking for Shinji and Saber was like that. I can tell that something happened, but can you explain the details? I hesitate. Saber's noble phantasm. I should avoid revealing her true name. It's not something I can reveal by my judgment alone. Ryder was defeated. Shinji retired, losing his command spell, but Saber used her noble phantasm and collapsed after using it. Saber's noble phantasm, Tosaka falls into a meaningful silence. She is Tosaka, so she wouldn't be able to tell what. So she should be able to tell what that was, no ordinary matter. Whatever. Well, I won't ask you for your details. You guys are in no condition for that sort of thing. What do you mean we're in no condition? It's just like I said. You should know vaguely by now that Saber will disappear like this. What? Calmly. Tosaka mentions the result I have avoided thinking about. Disappear? You mean Saber's gonna disappear? Of course. Saber's magical energy is almost empty. I don't know what kind of noble phantasm Saber used, but it must have consumed a lot of magical energy. Saber has used up most of the magical energy in her. She's in pain because she's trying to keep herself from disappearing. She's gonna disappear because she doesn't have magical energy? Are you saying she's gonna disappear even though she wasn't injured? Yes, depletion of magical energy is a more serious problem than external damage for a servant. It's the magical energy that gives the spiritual servants form. She will just disappear if it runs out. Well, masters transmit their magical energy to the servant, so that doesn't happen, but you can't do that, right? So Saber has to fight using her own magical energy. It's over once that runs out. I told you this right at the beginning. That's certainly what was said. But she was fine up until now. Saber said she'll be alright if she slept. That's because Saber's magical energy capacity was extraordinary. Yeah, Saber certainly has some magical energy left in her. I think she should be able to recover enough magical energy to preserve herself. But that's it. Saber will end up fighting in the situation she's in right now. It would be absurd to let the noble phantasm that put her in this state to begin with. Saber will definitely disappear if she uses it again. She'll disappear if she uses a noble phantasm again? No. First of all, I can't let her fight like this. I don't want to see her slumped over in pain again. Do you understand now? There are only two ways to heal a servant who ran out of magical energy. To have the master replenish the magical energy, or to have the servant collect magical energy themselves. To have the servant collect magical energy themselves. That would mean killing innocent people like Ryder did. That's impossible. Saber won't do that. She said herself that she wouldn't do such a thing. I would think so. Saber's probably would choose to disappear if she sacrifices innocent people. If she had to sacrifice innocent people. Whatever. So there's only one other possibility. If you don't want Saber to disappear, you'll have to offer her your magical energy. That's something I would have done already if I could. But I don't have any way to give Saber magical energy. Unfortunately, I can't really do anything like you can. Of course. We wouldn't make it even if I taught you how to share magical energy. It would take you about a year to learn since you're not suitable as a mage, and you wouldn't be able to even use it even if you learned. Well, a path should have been connected to the summoning, so there might be other measures. Tosaka ponders, but it's only for a moment. Tosaka looks at me with an expression, suppressing her emotions. Look, if you want to save Saber, all you can do is make her attack people and absorb their souls. I think you already know this. That's the most realistic measure. That means Saber will, of course, object to it. But if you let things be, Saber will disappear, and you will be targeted by the other masters. Saber will disappear? I can't even imagine such a thing. I still feel her body heat in my hands, which were carrying her. Then there's only one answer. Use your command spell, Emi-kun. You should be able to avoid the worst case scenario with that. That means ordering Saber to kill innocent people. I can't say anything. I resent what Tosaka's saying, but at the same time, another part of me recognizes that this is the only solution. I'll let you decide. Saber will calm down if she sleeps, but her limit is still out. I'll let you decide. Saber will calm down if she sleeps, but her limit is still near. If you're going to make a decision, make one by the next time we get attacked. Tosaka leaves the living room. I can't even look up. I can only listen to Tosaka's departing footsteps. February 10th. Fate. 11. Dragon's Lair. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to say Dragon's Lair. I'm going to say it the way that it's supposed to be. Artoria. The girl who had just finished her rite of passage would be known by that name from that day on. It was a time of chaos and war. It began with the demise of an empire. An empire, believed to be indestructible, was only awaiting its destruction at the hand of invading barbarians. To prepare for the war against these barbarians, the empire deprived its island country of any military forces. That was the beginning. Once her country lost the empire's protection, it could not escape becoming independent, and it broke into smaller countries in no time. The barbarian invasions. Self-destructive strife between clans. A long period of war that would later be called the Dark Ages. She was born into this period as the heir to the throne. It was a long period of chaos. The king believed the mage's prophecy and yearned for the birth of his appointed successor. But the child that was born was not the one the king desired. The child was not a boy. Even if the child was fated to become a king, he would not make a child that was not a boy his successor. The girl was entrusted to the king's vassals and was raised as the child of a mere knight. The king fell into despair, but the mage was delighted. The sex of the one who would become king had never mattered. He was confident that the fact of the girl being separated from the castle until the day of the prophecy was proof that she would become king. The girl grew up as the successor under the simple and wise old knight. The old knight did not really believe the mage's prophecy. He just felt the same air from the girl as he did from the king, so he felt he must raise her as a knight, and he wished her to grow. But the knight did not even have to wish for such a thing, as the girl trained day after day to become stronger than anyone. If only a king can save a ruined country headed for death, the girl swore to bear a sword for that reason alone, without ever being told so. So the day of the prophecy arrived. The knights and lords from around the country gathered to be selected as the king. Every one of them expected the selection to be through jousting, if the most superior one was to become a king. But the only thing prepared at the place of the selection was a naked sword stuck in a stone. On the hilt of the sword was a golden inscription. Whosoever pulleth the sword from the stone is right-wise king, born of England. Many knights grabbed the sword following that command. But no one was able to pull the sword out, and the knights began the expected method of selection by jousting. As the girl was only an apprentice, she was not qualified to joust. The girl neared the deserted stone of selection and reached out for the sword without hesitation. No, you should think things through before you take that. When she turned around before her was the most feared mage in the country. The mage said that she would no longer be human when she took hold of that sword. The girl only responded with a nod. Becoming a king meant no longer being human. She was prepared for that ever since she was born. In short, a king is someone who kills everyone to protect everyone. The young girl thought about it every night and shuddered until morning came. No day passed that she did not fear that fact. But the girl said that it would end this day. The sword was pulled out as if it were only natural to do so, and the place was filled with light. In that instant, she became something not human. The king's gender does not matter. No, no one will care about the king's appearance, or even notice if the king acts like a king. If anybody noticed that the king was female, there would be no problem if she was a good king. Perhaps, because of the sword's magic, the girl's growth stopped at that time as well. Many knights feared it as ominous, but most of them praised their master's immortality as divine. And thus, the time of the king, who would become a legend, started. The battles of the new king were indeed the acts of a god of war. The king always led from the front. No enemies could stand in her way. Artoria, the god of war. There was no defeat for her body, admired as a dragon in human form. For 10 years and 12 battles, she knew only victory. Those were the days she ran through as the king. She never turned back and was never disgraced. She was raised as the king and fulfilled her obligations as the king. Is that why I saw such a figure? Her soul must still be on the battlefield, before daybreak, resting her body in the wind. Under the indigo blue sky, she just gazes into the distance. The sky is high, and the clouds are flowing fast. Under the clear air, she's looking at the great army she must face with her sword in hand. That figure is burned in and will not go away. She and her sword are one. The sword from the stone that chose the king. I think the brilliance of the sword that selected her fate is also her brilliance. But I wonder, in the dream, that sword is different from the one she had. It is similar, but different. The one she used last night is different from this sword. So, how did she lose such a fine sword? You like broke or something, I don't remember. It was reforged. Anyway. When I wake up, I'm in my room. It's light outside. I guess I fell asleep after coming back, unable to make a decision. That dream. It was a strange dream. Events I shouldn't know about. Things I don't know about Saber. Is it possible for me to dream about them? But the sword was certainly different from the one Saber had. I vaguely think. Saber's true identity that was hidden. To be honest, I still can't accept who she is. Saber's just Saber. I can't change my attitude just because I know who she was before, and I don't think Saber would want to either. But it suited her. The sword from yesterday suited her, but the sword in my dream also suited her. No, you could say, I guess I was fascinated? With yesterday's sword and the sword in my dream, it seems I fall for swords easily. I also thought Lancer's lance was beautiful when I saw it, but my interest in sword is just exceptional. It seems I'm really easily attracted to swords. Well, it's not like that only just started. I take a deep breath and reach up to my sweaty face. Man, it sure is hot. I wipe the sweat off my forehead. Even though it's winter, my body is burning. It feels like my blood is getting hotter. And I feel restless. I wonder why. Ever since I saw Saber's sword, my body's been weirdly hot. The hand that bears the command spell is hot, as if it's holding a pocket heater. It's like the time Tosaka made me swallow that jewel. like it's itchy, or it makes me want to run around. I take a deep breath and try to calm myself. I guess Saber's still asleep. Saber's not woken up even once since last night, but it still seems like she's getting better. Her breathing is calm now, and there's no sign she's gasping in pain. Saber's sleeping peacefully. This is an everyday morning scene. Maybe if I let her sleep like this, she might get back to normal. Then there'll be no need to have her kill people. Then, just like now, Saber will be with me, and... How selfish of me. I hit the wall. I'm so weak it makes me sick. It's my fault Saber's in this state. Who am I to say? I get up, trying not to make a sound. I don't know when Saber will wake up, but I have to make a decision before she does. Tosaka must still be asleep. There's no energy in the house and it feels like it's abandoned. No, I guess I'm just depressed. I can't decide, so I'm wandering around in a gray state, and that causes the world to be vague. I hear something cut through the air. Again, it's from the yard, but that... I remember that sound. Yeah! I don't feel like cooking breakfast right now, so I'll take a walk and check it out. It's much colder than usual outside. It must be really cold if my burning body feels it. It's so cold that it might actually snow. It's from the shed area. The sound is coming periodically. Across the yard, breathing out white puffs. He's there, in front of the shed. I guess I kind of knew that he would be there, so wasn't surprised. He must have been shooting arrows until now. He lowers his bow in displeasure as soon as he sees me. That's dangerous. Don't shoot bows in someone else's house. What are you going to do if you hit someone? I would not have to do anything, as I'm not using any arrows. One cannot be hit by something that is not fired. He doesn't need to tell me that. The sound was Archer's bowstring cutting through the air. I don't know why, but Archer isn't using any arrows, but only pulling his bow. That's a good bow. I wasn't convinced until now, but you really are an archer. Well, I'm not an archer like the ones you know, so I would not be able to answer you even if you asked me about archery. Your arrows are shot to target... Your arrows are shot to target yourself, while my arrows are shot to hit an enemy. The archer you have in mind must be the kind that respects manners and politeness. He curls his lips offensively. As I thought, he's a huge dickhead. I don't intend to ask you about archery. I was just wondering what you were doing. As you can see, I am merely checking my condition. The wound Saber gave me has healed. I cannot stay on watch forever. I see. He's healed now. That means Tosaka should return to the war. I turn away. Since Tosaka and Archer are rejoining the battle, I must make a decision. I have to think seriously somewhere I can be alone. There is a concept called follow through. Huh? The time you have after you take your shot. I believe that is the only thing common to your archery and mine. What? You don't have to tell me about the 8 stages of shooting, man. I know. I was in a club. Just listen. They say the body stays there naturally after you shoot a bow. I heard you call it follow-through. Certainly, there are 8 movements in archery called the 8 stages of shooting. The last one, the follow-through, is a state that comes after shooting an arrow, but... Yeah, so what about it? I'm talking about your mental preparation. Follow-through is not intended to ascertain if the arrow has hit the target. An arrow has hit the target even before it is released. The archer lets the arrow go according to that image. So there's no need to check if the arrow has hit or not. Because if you think the arrow will hit, then it will hit the target. And if you do not, the arrow will not hit. That's dumb. That's not true. There are shots that won't hit no matter how much you think they will. Everyone would hit the target every time if all you had to do was think about hitting it. Is that so? Well, you hit the target every time. What? His statement makes my heart jump. That's certainly... Well, I do not care about that. There is only one thing I want to tell you. Follow-through is not intended to ascertain if you have hit the target or not. What happens to the released arrow is obvious. So follow-through is a preparation to accept that result, is it not? No. You're saying that I should be able to see through this thing until the end, right? Exactly. I heard about Saber's situation. You should have known from the beginning that this would end up like this. She will disappear in time if she fights without magical energy supply. That fact is already determined, so... all that's left is to accept the result. Is he saying that no matter what happens to Saber because of my decisions, all I can do is see through what happens? I turn my back to Archer. I'll leave this guy once and for all. For sure this time. Oh, and one more thing. I'll tell you since you don't seem to know. I hear a voice behind me. Saber should have known she would disappear if she used her noble phantasm. She probably did not intend to use it until the very end. The usual offensive tone isn't present in his voice. There's only one reason she used her noble phantasm in spite of that. She chose to protect you over her own existence. Never forget that. His voice holds only honest sincerity. One day we'll check out that status and weapon screen, but for now we can just ignore it. Maybe once we finish everything. The park is empty as usual. Maybe it helps that it's colder today than usual. There's no one around. It looks like I'm the only one at this time. I sit on the bench sluggishly. I came to a deserted place as I wished to. Now that I'm here, I must decide what to do. There's no choices that allow me to postpone the problem. If I am to end the Holy Grail War by defeating the other masters, I need Saber to stay. No, even without that, I don't think I want her to disappear. But that means having Saber attack people like Ryder did. Shit. Huh. There's no way I can do that. Making Saber do such a thing would be like telling her to die. First of all, Saber would surely refuse. But... when I hang my head, I see my left hand. I have 2 command spells left. If I use one, I could force Saber to follow my command. I bite my lip and discard the ridiculous thought. I don't know how long I remained slumped on that bench, but as I bite my fingers, I start to tremble from the cold. Oh. I thought you were gone already, but you're here. I'm suddenly called. Aha! It is you, Shiro. Hello. You have a serious expression. What's wrong? Ilya, you're here by yourself again? It's dangerous. You never know when other masters... As I start to say that, I'm amazed at my stupidity. Ilya's a master too. I shouldn't be worrying about this. And anyway, aren't we enemies? Sorry, I can't afford to talk to you right now. We were lucky to see each other, but I can't talk with you. It's gonna get cold today, so you should get home. Sitting down on the bench, I dismiss Ilya. There are things I need to talk to her about, but I have my hands full of Saber right now. What's going on? Ilya doesn't say anything. She just stares at me if I'm a stranger. Ilya? No, I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm just really busy right now. I know. Saber's gonna disappear, right? And you're wondering what to do. Suddenly, the girl in front of me says this coldly, as if she's someone else. Ilya? It's stupid to worry about such things. That's why you let Ryder's master escape. All you have to do with the loser is kill them. I move my legs. I know it's bad to stay sitting down, so I put my low power in them to stand up. But my body did not move, as if entranced by Ilya. Ilya, how do you know about that? I don't even need to tell you, right? I was at that building last night, too. Well, I can only watch from inside the building. I try to move my arms and legs, but they won't move at all. No. It feels like they're stiffening the more I put power into them. It's those eyes. Looking at Ilya's red eyes is making my body go numb. Oh, you're bound already? You know you don't have any protection, right? I thought it'd be easy to capture you if you're alone, but you're so cute falling for it this easily. Ilya... You... It's useless, Anya-chan. You won't be able to move now. You won't even be able to speak soon, but you don't need to worry. I didn't come here today to talk either. Murderous intent mixes into Ilya's gaze. This is the same Ilya as that night when she was the master of Berserker. Are you going to kill me here? Gritting my teeth, I gather all my strength. But I can't even twitch my fingers. Every nerve on my body is wrapped by Ilya's stare. Yep, because it doesn't matter if you're a master anymore, right? You'll be on your own when Saber disappears, so I can't let you be a master. Once your means of fighting is gone, I can kill you easily. Ilya raises her hand. Her white, slender fingers touch my chest. Fish Islands! I'm glad I found you before anyone else killed you. So good night, Anya-chan. Saber's going to disappear anyway, so it should be a relief that it happens faster, right? My vision fades. Sensation on my limbs was already gone. And now my vision's gone as well. How long has it been since I fell into this darkness? While I wonder whether or not I'm dead, my consciousness fades away. When I first saw that, I got really nervous because it's the same as the bad end that I got. Anyway, my body's burning. Even though my consciousness is deep into the darkness, my burning body is appealing like it's alive. I see. I guess I'm alive then. Even if that's the case, it's only for the moment. Ilya said it too. Once your means of fighting is gone, I can kill you easily. She's right. I can't fight at all without Saber. The Holy Grail War is a battle between servants. I cannot possibly match one of those servants. That fact has been proven many times already. It was merciless beating. As Saber said, my battle against a servant is to survive. I couldn't even do that. I was cut all over my body, and on top of that, thrown to the ground from the third floor window. I only survived because of an abnormality in my body that I don't even understand. Sorry if you can hear that, I'm just drinking some water. You should too if you're listening to this. That fact is so vexing that it makes me mad. I could not stop the disaster occurring around me just because the one in front of me was unbeatable. Even though I chose to fight. I chose to fight as a master to stop people getting hurt, but I could not protect them. Pisses me off. Superhero I admire since childhood always has to win, or it's meaningless. My body's burning. My whole body's demanding that I must win. But I don't have any means of winning, nor a way to fight. How would I be able to fight? I don't have the skills to fight alongside Saber without being a burden to her. That is a mistake as well. Emiyashiro is not fit for fighting. Because your fight is supposed to be a mental fight. A fight with your own self. Suddenly, I remember the back of the man who said those words. Emiyashiro has no chance of winning if it comes down to fighting. None of your skills will be of any use against a servant. I know. I realize that more than ever now. In that case, at least imagine it. If it is an opponent you cannot match in real life, beat it in your imagination. If you cannot beat it in yourself, imagine something that you could beat it with. So you need to tell me something I already know. If I'm going to win, it will only be in my head. But what can I win with? can't imagine myself being a servant. I can't handily deceive myself, and an image created by deceiving myself will be full of flaws. There's no way I'd be able to match a servant, a first-class illusion, with such a third-rate image. So, what will I be able to beat? And what will I beat it with? I'm searching for the answer to that question. Searching for the answer even now. A golden sword. It's a sword for her alone. I don't want it myself. It's just beautiful. I just want to hold it in my hands, if it's permitted. Jeez, it's a bad habit for an amateur mage. Since all I can do is examine the contents, I search dreams unsuitable for my position. But if this is a dream, I should be at least allowed to think about it. First, I assume the basic structure and reproduce the compromising material. Oh, the basic form from when I use strengthening magic isn't enough as I thought. Strengthening is changing something that's already there, so it's meaningless with something that isn't there at all. So if I'm to remember that sword, I have to put more effort into it. It's well before the basics. It's the process full of waste that I came up with before Kiritsugu taught me how to use the strengthening magic. How was it supposed to take shape? When I come to, I'm in a weird place. What is this place? This isn't just some place I've never seen before. It has a bed and a gorgeous canopy and a long carpet that makes it look like you can sink into your ankles. A stone fireplace that is not just decorative, but actually functional. The patterns on the wall aren't just wallpaper, they're really engraved. I'm used to mansions like Shinji's house, but this is on a different level. It's embarrassing to say, but this is like a castle you'd read about in fairy tales. My mind almost falls unconscious. My body's strangely heavy. Is my blood circulating poorly? I feel like I'll fall asleep again if I let my guard down. What happened? If I try to remember with my hazy mind, oh, yeah, I was bound by Ilya and lost consciousness. So I'm caught by Ilya, huh? No one's in the room. My body feels heavy, but it seems like I can at least raise my arm. Oh shit, I'm tied up? My dazed mind instantly awakens. Realizing the danger I'm in, I study my situation first. I'm sitting in a chair, and my hands are behind my back. Handcuffs? No, I think it's just rope. I'm not in the worst condition, but it really makes no difference to the fact that I can't move. My body's still numb, and I can't even get up with my hands tied. How long has it been? Clock? No, there's none here. Of course. There's no clock in the room. The window is behind me. I turn around as much as I can, but the curtain is draped over it, and I can't quite tell what's outside. But the sun is already set. I met Ilya in the morning, so that means at least half a day has passed. I can't be doing this now. I don't know where I am, but I have to go home to Saber as quickly as I can. Saber's weakening. I can't trouble her by letting her know that I've been kidnapped. He's got such a weird thought process. I pull out my hands. Even having to run away, I have to do something about the rope tied behind my back first. Oh shit. The door opens. I release my power at the same moment as she walks in. Oh, you're finally awake. Good morning, Anya-chan. How are you feeling? Ilya is acting totally different from before. Her cold eyes are gone. The Ilya I met before me is the white girl who was talking to me at the park the other day. What's wrong? You don't seem energetic. Does your body still not move? That's odd. You should be able to talk by now. She looks at me, tilting her head. Looks like she's just worried about me. I'm fine. I can talk and my head's clear enough to know that I've been captured. I glare at Ilya. What, are you dissatisfied? We usually put our captured enemies in the dungeon. But I felt bad about doing that to you, so I brought you into my room as a special exception. I don't know if I should... Oh, I don't know if I should be thankful or not. But anyway, I'm starting to understand the situation I'm in. I get it. I'm captured in. This is your place, right? So sharply, killing my emotions. As long as I don't know the full details of the situation, I should listen for now. That's right. I told you before that I live in a castle in the forest. This is a castle in a big forest, and there's nothing around here. It takes a few hours by car to get into town, to the town you live in. Nobody will come to save you, nor will there be any nuisances. I see. I get that. Why did you do it? If you wanted to kill me, you could have done so at the park. Why? I don't intend to kill you, Shiro. You're mine. I'll kill the other masters, but you're special. That's why I locked you up here, so there won't be any interruptions. This is a weird scene. Let's not focus on that too much. I automatically lean back. Ilya puts her face close to mine as if not caring about my feelings. Hey, Ilya. I know it's indiscreet, but my heart's beating faster than the weight of Ilya on my legs. Even though she's not heavy, she feels so alive that I can't think straight. Yeah, like I thought. Shiro's special. Hey, do you want to become my servant? If you're going to be my servant, I won't have to kill you. All you have to do is nod, and I can spare you. This is nothing half-hearted. Ilya's words are so pure that I won't be able to take it back if I nod. And if I do betray her, all her purity will probably turn into hatred. I hope I don't have to choose to make a choice. With Ilya so close to me, my confused mind freezes. This isn't just that she likes me. Ilya's question is asking me if I want to live or die. You don't even need to think about it, right? You don't have to say, you don't have Saber already. You don't have any way to fight. So it'll be useless to stay as a master now. No, Saber hasn't disappeared yet. I won't let that happen. Oh yeah? But she'll be killed easily in her condition. It's fine. You can just stay here. If you're going to stay here forever, I'll protect you forever too. Ilya snuggles up to me. I don't have the freedom to push her away. I don't know what'll happen if I disobey her. But I still can't nod to Ilya's words. I can't. Get off me, Ilya. No matter what you say, Ilya puts her fingers to my mouth. She smiles and looks up at my bewildered face. Geez, you don't get it, do you? Look, you're just a bird in a cage right now. It's my decision if you live or not, so you shouldn't say anything to make me mad. I've waited for 10 years. It's just too boring to kill you here, right? What? Her voice sounds like a girl who wants a toy. I gasp, sensing a cruelty that sends a chill up my spine. This is your last chance, Oni-chan. I'll ask you one more time. Her eyes are full of hope. Shiro, be mine. Ilya says so as if allowing no refusal. Shit. I think I don't have my thing up right now. I'm gonna just sort of real quickly. No, it's gonna take forever. Well, I'll take my bad ends as I get them. I don't even need to think about it. And I can only take so much. Why does everyone think that Saber's disappearing? Saber won't disappear, and I'm going to fight with her until the very end. I can't undermine that oath with something like this. Ilya, I can't do what you're telling me. I have Saber. As long as I have Saber, I will only fight as a master. I hear her gasp. Her red eyes open for an instant like rigor mortis. I see. So you're going to betray me too, huh? Ilya backs away. The girl looks down at me, not getting upset. Fine. If you won't listen to me, I won't listen to you either. I've let you guys off up until now, but I'm done with that. Ilya's voice is filled with murderous intent. I feel an ominous tone to it. Wait here. I'll be done right away. Hold on. What are you going to do? Ilya? I'm going to go kill Saber and Rin. You'll regret your action if I kill them, right? What? Don't say such a stupid thing. Saber and Tessock have nothing to do with this. I'm just saying I can't be with you for my own reasons alone. Is that so? But I'm going to kill them anyways. You'll be next, Shiro. I don't need you if you're not going to be mine. She starts to go. She's serious. She's gonna kill Saber and Tosaka. Don't do it, Ilya! They have nothing to do with this! I'm the one you captured, so just kill me if you hate me. There's no reason to kill them. There is a reason. I can't let other masters live. That's the Holy Grail War, right? You idiot! Don't say you're going to kill people that easily. It doesn't suit you. You're still a child. You can't do such things. After looking at me in amazement. Too bad. I've already killed the master, Oni-chan. Ilya says so with a cheerful face. It was only yesterday, though. It was unexpected in a way, since I thought you were going to kill him. What? At that moment, to my surprise, I clearly understand what she's talking about. Ilya said she was in that building last night. So, was the other master fleeing in front of her for the perfect prey? Ilya, you? I'm sorry. I did it because you didn't. I don't like snatching things, though. She didn't sound guilty at all. For Ilya, it must have been nothing at all. That makes me realize... No, I should have known the last time I met her. The girl has no sense for good and evil. If the girl laughing innocently is Ilya, the girl laughing mercilessly is also Ilya. It's not like a devil and angel are in her at the same time. It's just that Ilya is a devil called an angel. Then, I'm off. It'll be your turn when I come back, so try your best to escape. But a bird is a bird, even if it can't escape from the cage. Even because it can't escape from the cage. I don't think you'll be able to escape. Ilya leaves the room. What she says is true. And she doesn't understand threats or haggling. Everything she says is true. So I can't stay here forever. I have to escape and meet up with Saber before Ilya attacks her. Damn. I shake my body and try and loosen the ropes. She really must think I can't escape as there's no one in the room. I can't get out of these ropes by myself if there's no one keeping watch. I can get out of these ropes by myself if there's no one keeping watch, but... Damn. My body is still not working well enough. Even though I can move, my limbs are heavy as steel, and just moving them will run me out of breath. Ilya, she must have anticipated this. That's why she said I won't be able to get away. Certainly I can't move. Even if I can get the rope off, I won't be able to escape, and my body won't move to my satisfaction. It's not because I'm tired. Oh, yeah. I can't move because of Ilya's eyes? Must be what they call the mystic eyes. They say a superior mage is able to intervene magically with a target just by looking into their eyes. A common form of mystic eyes is binding, so there must be something like that. As eyes perceive visual information, their disadvantage is that they are weak against suggestion. Therefore, a mage usually casts some protection over their eyes to shut others' magical energy. Who knows what Tosaka would say if she found out I was bound by suggestion without even casting a spell. Well, they're just mystic eyes that are required with the use of magic. But I hear that monsters born with such eyes don't even need to look at the eyes of their target. These people exhibit their abilities just by looking, but I hear such powers are rare. So... Fortunately, it doesn't seem like Ilya's mystic eyes are the special kind. This is just an intervention, sending her magical energy to me. There's a way to dispel it myself. Then there is a way to dispel myself. I can't move my body because of Ilya's magical energy is invading. So if I remove the magical energy, I'll be able to move again. It's simple. If mud is collected, all I have to do is wash it out with water. Closing my eyes, I concentrate on the inside of my body. I don't have the skills to detect or remove someone's magical energy from within me. But such skills are unnecessary if the magical energy is not rooted to my body. If Ilya's magical energy is stagnant, all I had to do is channel strong magical... It really like repeating itself. Through me to push it out. This sucks. It's a violent method, but it's all I can do. I apologize to my body as some consolation. All I have to do now is my daily routine. The ritual where I drive in a nerve into my back. No, it's not that anymore. There's no need to make a new one now. I can just push a switch inside of me. I don't have to make a magic circuit inside of me, as I just have to switch my nerves into a magic circuit. Trace. On. I cast a spell to suggest myself. Spells do not do anything to the world. It is only something that one casts on oneself, as one intervening with the world. Words are the best way to make your body transform. An order that only works on the self to create a divine mystery. A very simple magic spell. Magic called a spell. Or like a cantrip or something. Basic structure analyzed. My circulation speeds up. My blood gains power. My body turns into a device for pumping magical energy. You must be assistance from that jewel Tosaka made me swallow. The creation of magical energy that usually takes me an hour now only takes an instant. Composition analyzed. I don't even need to push the switch. I could just let the magical energy circulate and let my hands go. Well, I say push the switch, but I still haven't figured out where this switch thing is. The heat goes wild. Calmly controlling my speeding heartbeat, I let my hands go from the spinning cord. Blood spills out my mouth. Oh. Some vein must have been cut or something must have ripped inside me. I channeled enough magical energy to wash out the mud, so it's fortunate I only ended up coughing blood. And to add, I don't really feel any pain. Maybe I don't feel pain because of that self-healing thing. It's an abnormality I don't understand, but I'm just happy to have it at times like this. It's my greatest and only strength for any wounds to heal if they're not fatal. What I should be careful is relying on it. Because that causes unknown. If I get myself injured relying on the healing might go away the next time. So I shouldn't rely on such a vague miracle. Alright, rope is next. I loosen the rope. My wrists are bruised, but my hands weren't tied tightly. I don't think it was Ilya that tied me up, but it wasn't tied too tightly. First of all, Ilya wouldn't be able to carry me here. Is there someone other than Ilya who isn't too strong? Definitely not Berserker. If he tied me up, my wrist would be twisted off right then. I get up from the chair with this stupid remark. It's good that I can move freely now, but it seems like the movement was too violent. I don't have any wounds, but magical energy is still raging inside me. Just moving causes my body to be pummeled from the inside. It must be the pain. Oh shit, this might be another. Dizziness and nausea assail me, but my limbs are senseless. I won't be able to get back home before Ilya like this. I'm being too faint-hearted. It's no time to think like that. I slap my cheeks and start walking. Huh? As I start to lean on the wall and head to the door, I hear a sound on the other side of the wall. Footsteps. A few of them, too. These people approaching while talking, stop in front of the door. A patrol? Damn, why did they have to come now? There's no time to hide. I need to fight. Make the first move when the door opens. I'm in no condition to fight. I'll sit in the chair and pretend I'm tired out. The bed, maybe? Let's try this one. The one who was first will win, so I just have to fight. It's too late to hide now, and I don't have time to waste. I have to get out of here as quickly as possible and go home to Saber. The door opens. Standing while I back to the wall by the door, I ready myself for the patrol entering the room. Huh? The patrol just opens the door and doesn't enter. Hold on. You can see the chair from the entrance. So it's not tied to it anymore. Won't they figure out the situation from that? Ah, shit! This is bad. If they call for people right now, it'll get harder to escape. I just have to go out and out myself and beat the patrol. I jump from the wall to the door, and the patrol must have known I was hiding as they entered the room as soon as I jump out. Damn it! I can't stop now. Whoever it is, I'll just have to beat them and leave the room. Do not move. I will not take your life if you... Huh? Shiro? My body stops dead. My mind goes blank. The person that I must go and save is standing in front of me right now. Saber? Why are you here? I should not even tell you why. There's no need for a reason for a servant to protect a master. It's only natural to come and save you if you're held captive. Well, I'm asking how you knew I was captured. No, more importantly, why are you here? This is Ilya's hideout. There's no place for you. I should be asking that. What were you doing? I told you so many times not to go off by yourself, yet you were so easily captured by Ilyasfell and taken to a place like this. You're disqualified as a master. I shall not be satisfied unless you apologize to me in some way. Ugh, I'm certainly careless, but why are you here? You can't move properly, right? What do you think of coming to Ilya's castle in that state? No? What are you thinking? A servant's role is to protect its master. You have been captured, so it does not matter if this is Iliasvale's castle. Saber speaks clearly. Her figure is just as it was before. It's different from the figure sleeping, weak and in pain. Shiro? Why are you silent all of a sudden? Did you suffer any wounds while you were held captive? No, that's not it. I'm fine. More than that, I'm glad you look well. I really regained my peace of mind. I'm surprised Saber's here, but I'm happy she's back to normal. It's just selfish prejudice. But I think Saber's meant to act like this. I'm sorry, Saber, I don't quite understand, but you came to save me, right? Yes, it is only natural for a servant to save a master. I've said it 3 times now. Thank you. You're a godsend, really. I'm glad. There's no problem now. All that's left is to escape with Saber and... Hey, why is Tosaka there? Tosaka? Is she really seriously here? You seem to be doing better than I expected. Maybe there's no need for us to come, huh? That's what I said, Rin. If you left Emishiro be, you should have left Emishiro be. This kind of man causes trouble for people around him and survives. This was a good opportunity. He would have died if you had abandoned him. That is inexcusable, Archer. I am the one that asked for help, but you don't have the right to insult Shiro. So you act like that now that your master's safe, huh? The master's like this, and the Saber's the same. I guess you have no respect for your allies. Well, if we're going to fight eventually, it'll be easier to fight than if no feelings are held. Saber falls silent, as if he hit a sore spot. This guy. Does he not get along with Saber either? That's it. You still remember the situation we're in, right? We don't have time to stand around chatting. If we have to retreat before Iliasvale gets back. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, hold on a sec. Did you guys come here knowing this place was Ilia's castle? No, first of all, Ilia went out intending to kill them. Then, does that mean Ilia and Tosaka missed each other? That's okay. I think Ilia's heading to my place now. If you guys didn't come here... Oh, shit. That's okay. I think Ilia's heading to my place now. If you guys didn't come here, I think you would have ended up fighting her. Yeah, it seems so. I confirmed Ilia and Berserker are leaving. Well, we wouldn't have come in like this if it wasn't for that. I see. Tosaka took such a drastic measure because she knew Ilia went outside. She's as direct as ever, but it turned out for the best this time. Anyway, we'll talk later. I came prepared when I realized it was Ironburn's base, but it'd be great if we don't have to meet them. We can't match Berserker anyway, with Saber in that state. Tosaka steps between me and Saber. Tosaka, what do you mean by Saber's state? She looks fine. She's just like normal. Hey now, convenient things like that never happen. Saber hasn't healed at all. Can't you tell just by looking that she's barely even standing? Rin, I thought you promised not to talk about that. Sorry, I'm going back on that. It's bad to hide it, and it's not something we should keep from him anyway. That is true, but... She hesitates painfully. That makes me realize that her condition has not improved at all. Saber, is that true? Yes, what Rin's saying is true. It's embarrassing, but I cannot fight to Saber right now. All I will be able to do is be your shield. Huh, that's what I thought. You wouldn't listen and you wanted to come with us, and you can't even arm yourself. I bet she intended to protect her master instead of fighting. What? My breathing stops. What is that? She's so weak she can't arm herself? What crazy saying? What'd you say about what? I'm sorry, Shiro. I know I'm a failure of a servant with a body like this, but I am prepared to act as a shield. I'm sure you are dissatisfied, but please accept that for now. That's it. Why do you always think such stupid things? Don't kid me. Of course I'm not satisfied. Tosaka, why'd you bring Saber? Don't you know Saber's more important than me? I objected too, but Saber won't listen, and only Saber knew where you were anyway. I knew this was dangerous, but I still needed Saber. But still! I start to yell that she shouldn't have brought her, but I stop myself. I'm in no position to criticize Tosaka. The root of all this was me getting captured. Tosaka and Saber just did what they thought was right. Disputes are good, but you should stop for now, Rin. A master will be sensitive to changes in her dwelling, so we do not have the time to explain things in a leisurely fashion. You're right. Iliasville should be hurrying back by now. Alright, we'll leave this conversation until later. We have to get out of here, of the castle first. That's okay, right, Shiro? Shiro, we should... Well, but... If Saber's like this... If Saber's like she was last night, wouldn't it be difficult for her even to walk? I can't let Saber push herself if she's in that state. Honestly, it seems you take me too lightly. Saber? Even though my magical energy is depleted, I can fight better than you, Shiro. To me, you seem to be the one about to disappear. I do not think Rin has noticed, but your magical energy is disrupted, correct? Oh, this isn't anything serious. I mean, it's fine if I bear with it. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Then I am the same as well. It is painful, but it is not unbearable. I believe things are going too fast for you to grasp the situation, but let us follow Rin for now. If we are to talk, then we can do so once we get home. Saber urges me forward. Jeez. I can't worry if she says so with such an expression. You're right. I have a lot to talk about, but I'll leave until we get home safely. Yeah, about Saber's body, and thank you her for coming to save me. But the dream is not something I should ask her about right now. Alright, let's get going. Nodding and moving by earnestly. I sweat with each step, but I can't complain. Saber came all this way with her weakened body. Wow. As soon as we leave the room, I gasp. Is this a hallway? In this museum-like hallway, I guess the building's really big. Hey, this is no time to be fascinated. Even if we leave the castle, there's a big forest outside. If we don't hurry, it'll be morning. A big forest? And this place is really on a mountain? That forest is a few hours' drive away from Miyama City. Yeah, this is Einburn's secret castle. Once we get out of this castle, we'll have to spend a few hours going out of the forest. It's night now, so we'll make our way out by morning. Tosaka runs down the hallway without hesitation. I guess she's headed to the back entrance she snuck in through. I mean, I knew it was night already, but how long was I captured for? I thought it was only half a day, but it might have been longer. You were captured by Iliasville this morning. It has been half a day since then. The date has changed, so that means you have been captured for a day now. Ugh, I see. I'm ashamed. No, please do not be. You are safe even though you have been captured by Iliasville for so long. That must be proof that your mind did not give in, even though your body was held captive. That might be true. Yes, Iliasville looks like a young girl, but she is a mage of Einsburn. If you were to yield to her, you would not have been yourself. It's not like I didn't consider that possibility. I came to this castle prepared to find... Oh, shit. It's not like I did not consider that possibility. I came to this castle prepared to find you dead in the worst case. So I am glad I am able to see you again. Since my master is safe, I cannot lose either. Saber says so with a faint smile. I feel the same way. I was so worried, wondering whether Saber was alright. Hey, you're really trying to escape? I'll go ahead if you're too slow. Tosaka yells at us from the corner ahead. That's a good expression. I should save that for later. God, this is no time to be talking. Let's get out of here. I run, urging Saber on as well. Every step brings unpleasantness and pain as if boiling water is pouring into my veins. But I can run if I grit my teeth. Forcing my aching body to move, I follow Tosaka. Saber's running behind me as if escorting a sick person. She must be in pain. She's acting firm, but Saber's in no condition to move properly. Saber, if you're in pain... I stop myself from asking if she needs a hand. If I said that, Saber would stubbornly try to run on her own. I should just watch for now. If Saber looks tired enough that she can't make excuses, I can carry her then. Oh man. Saber is really troublesome. The stubborn girl won't rest until I do something that forceful. Yes, it's her that has the problem. And so, following Tosaka's lead, we reach the exit of the castle. I mean, no problem, but still. This is the main entrance to... This is the main entrance, Tosaka! What are you saying so often? Something so obvious. This is what entrances are for, right? This is the fastest way if you want to go in or out. Come on. Tosaka runs down the stairs. Well, I guess I'm in no position to complain. Saber and I descend the stairs into the hall. I guess this is the lobby, so that must mean we'll be outside if we go through that large door at the end. Alright, we're doing well to have gotten this far. The problems will come after we get into the forest. But it's night and all, so maybe we'll be able to get out of the main road under the cover of the darkness. It'll be too late when Elizabeth comes back and finds out you're not here anymore. It'll be morning by the time she gets back. Hey, what's with that unsatisfied look on your face? No, it's nothing. I was just realizing again how much of a big shot you are. The big cheese. You realize the weirdest things in the weirdest places. Like entering the enemy's base from the main entrance, and the way she's acting so confidently. Oh well, let's go outside. I remember the way back so we won't get lost. We head for the entrance. A long hall stretches from the lobby, and a large door can be seen on the end. It's amazing. The hall's about 30 meters long. I think to myself that this place really is a castle. The instant I start to walk. Are you going home already? That's too bad after you came so far. The voice of the girl who shouldn't be here echoes through the room with a faint laugh. Ach! I turn around instantly. Everybody stops. The instant I turn around and see the enemy, I understood that I'll be killed if I turn my back on it again. Svil. Oh. Tosaka's voice is shaking. Across the hall, on the stairs we came down, is something that should not be there. It's strangely like the time before. Ilias Vale is standing above us with Berserker standing behind her. Berserker's presence is overwhelming. As I can feel the servant's strength now, I can understand how much of a monster he is. How absurd. He's not a level Saber could match even in her normal condition. It probably wouldn't even be a fight. That thing is not something that can be beaten in battle. Defeating Berserker means eliminating it without fighting it. In other words, we should have avoided him if we didn't want to die. Good evening. I'm happy you all came to see me, Rin. Ilia's voice is cheerful. Its smile is the same as it was 8 days ago. Innocent and merciless emotion that will kill any insect she catches. I understand now. We won't be able to get away. I can't stop Ilia no matter what I do. Even if I can get Ilia's attention, that doesn't mean everyone else can get away. What's wrong? It's boring if you don't talk. I'm giving you some time, so I think it'll be best if you all leave behind a will. She giggles. But we don't have such composure. We will run for the entrance if there's an opening. Even though we know there will be no such chance, we can only wait for it. Then let me ask you one thing. But still, Tosaka takes a step towards Ilia. Ilias fell? I didn't feel you coming back. Were you actually hiding all this time? That's right. I didn't go anywhere. I was just watching you make a fool of yourselves. I see. Does that mean the one who went out was a fake? Yeah, I knew you people were coming after all. Oh man, it's raining. I hope, we don't get a brownout. It happens very rarely, but... I'm the master here, so I have to welcome the guests, right? The giant figure suddenly disappears. I don't know if it jumped or just moved there. Berserker appears in the middle of the lobby with a whirlwind. We're done for now. If we retreat, we'll be slashed in half the instant we turn our backs. but we'd be killed as well if we stay like this. The only path left is to challenge that massive death, knowing it'll be pointless. Are you done talking now? Then let us begin, Berserker. The girl raises her hand as if performing some kind of a ritual, looks down at us and... I swear I will not let anyone go today. She declares so with delight and murderous intent. The light shines in Berserker's eyes. The servant that has obeyed Ilya up till now has its mind released and identifies us as enemies. A gritting sound. Tosaka? Tosaka grits her teeth hard as if regretting something. Archer, can you hear me? She murmurs in a quiet voice without turning around. A little while's enough. Keep busy by yourself. She orders the servant to die. Oh, sorry. A little while's enough. Keep busy by yourself. Archer does not answer. Ridiculous. Are you insane, Rin? Archer's no match for Berserker by himself. We'll run while you do that. Archer, buy us time until we escape. Ignoring Saber, Tosaka continues her instructions. Her voice is cold, killing her emotions. Archer, who has been silent, as if pondering something, quietly nods. That's a smart move. I'll be able to escape if you escape first. Independent action's a specialty of archers, after all. Takes a step forward, as if to protect Tosaka. They have matching outfits, but I don't think Saber and... Berserker does not move. Only Ilya's laughter can be heard from above. Wow, I'm surprised you're saying such an unknown servant is going to stop my heracles. Wow, you have a cute side to you, Rin. Neither Tosaka nor Archer has the composure for a rebuttal. Tosaka and Archer know the fact better than anyone. Archer steps forward. He's empty-handed as usual. Tosaka's watching Archer's back. She must not have anything to say to him. Tosaka should know her command is unreasonable, because she told her servant to die so that we can escape. Archer, Tosaka starts to say something. But, by the way, Rin, may I confirm one thing? Archer interrupts her words in a cool voice unsuited to the situation. Fine. What? Tosaka looks at Archer with a downcast look. Still looking at Berserker. Yeah, buying you some time is fine, but... You don't mind if I beat that thing, right? Archer says something unexpected. That's a good one, too, actually. Anyway. Archer. Yeah, you don't need to hold back. Give him a beating, Archer. I see. Then I shall meet your expectations. Archer moves forward. There are only 10 meters between him and Berserker. That thing should be able to close that distance in an instant. You're underestimating me? Fine, go on, Berserker. You can slash that stuck-up guy to pieces. Ilya speaks in a hysterical voice. Tosaka turns her back, not paying attention. We'll be going. Getting outside means victory for us. Tosaka starts to run, taking both Saber and my hands. Saber follows Tosaka without objection. I start to run to the entrance, leaving Archer behind. But from behind me... Miyashiro. He stops me, still with his back to me. I turn around, letting go of Tosaka's hand. In the lobby, now far away, is the back of the man facing Berserker. Understand, you are a maker, not a fighter. Berserker charges. Archer stares at his enemy without backing off, still empty-handed. Do not think about other things. There's only one thing you can do, so master that one thing. Archer raises his hand. I don't know when he got it, but in his hand is that short sword. Do not forget. What you must imagine is always that you yourself are the strongest. You do not need outside enemies. For you, the one who have to fight, is none other than your own image. The red black sinks. Berserker's attack rages. I start to run without seeing the clash. Tosaka and Saber are already at the entrance. I run without turning around. The red back tells me just to go. I don't want to keep ending it like this, but I also want to go to bed at a good time. So... well, let's just see. I don't have anything to do tomorrow, so let's just see. But go down the long hallway and pass through the gate. This might be a long one, guys. Like, for real. I know I said this before, but this might be an actual long one. Unbelievably, this place really is a castle. An old castle hidden deep in the forest. This whole place is surrounded by trees as far as the eye can see, and neither buildings nor sky can be seen in the distance. This way. We'll reach the main road in about 3 hours, so run until then. 3 hours, huh? I honestly don't know if my body will last that long. Pain gets worse the more I move. The heat should go away if I rest, but I won't have time for that right now. Shiro, hurry up. No. Shiro, hurry up. Tosaka sounds pressed as well. Tosaka's the one who gave Archer that order. She looks calm, but her mind is filled with regret. I know, we'll catch up right away. Saber, let's go. Yes, let us hurry, Shiro. Answering and nodding, Saber starts to run as well. Making my way through the trees, I follow Tosaka. Saber's visibly breathing hard. I can't see in the darkness, but she must be in pain. I can't leave her alone any longer. Saber loses her balance. I grab her forcibly from right beside her as she falls to the ground. That's it. You can't go on anymore, Saber. What are you saying, Shiro? I have experienced difficulties like this many times before. I am still able to run. What are you saying? No matter how many times you've experienced it, pain always hurts. It's fine, so you can complain a bit. Pull at the arm I'm holding. It must be because of Saber's light. I'm able to hold her up as my arms rather easily. What are you doing, Shiro? Just rest for now. I'll collapse first if you keep running with that expression. How rude. Let me go. Do you think I'll collapse just from this? Saber struggles in my arms. But her opposition is too weak. The arms that try to push me away are too small and too weak. That makes me painfully realize how weak she's become. I never thought Saber would be unable to push away someone picking her up. What are you thinking, Shiro? I will not allow such a thing even from my master. Saber's struggling with a bright red face. Well, certainly. The position she's in right now must be embarrassing for a knight, but now isn't the time to worry about appearances. Don't lie. You can't be alright when you're so weak you can't even push me away. Just stay quiet for now. It's my order as a master. If you still don't listen, I'll have to use the command spell. How unfair. There's no way I would allow such nonsense as using a command spell for something like this. And stay quiet. Tosaka's gonna leave us behind if we don't hurry. Saber reluctantly falls silent, so she must have accepted it. That's fine for now. If she doesn't struggle, I'll be able to run while carrying her. My vision flashes on and off. Does my blood accelerate the more I run? Bearing the nausea in my throat, I run for the forest while gritting my teeth. I breathe wildly, but I hide my pain as well as I can. There's only one reason to do so. Shiro, please let me down. I'll run myself. Because if I look even a bit pained, Saber looks up at me uneasy. I can't stop here. Don't take me too lightly. I have no problem carrying just you. Compared to a broken stove, one girl's like air to me. But just be quiet, okay? You know the phrase give and take. You helped me out just now. You helped me out until now. So it doesn't even out unless I do something like this. I have to return the debt now, or I can't have you protecting me tomorrow. No, that's not true, but if you do this, I'll be the one in debt to you. That's good. It means this will be the only time I have to do something so hard. I'm much more motivated now. I let a huge breath out and kick the ground. Tosaka's choosing to go through narrow openings even though she knows I'm carrying Saber. It's fine because Saber's light, but following her takes all my hard effort. Hey, you'll bite your tongue if you talk. Help me out if you It'll help me out if you stay quiet, so please stay still. Oh, fine. Hey, you'll bite your tongue if you talk. It'll help me out if you stay quiet, so please stay still. Yes, then I will obey your command, Master. Saying so, Saber relaxes in my arms. I thought I was Anyway, it was hard to carry her before, but since she was unwilling, but it's a bit easier now. The problem is now, whether Saber's body and my body will make it. We're both exhausted in our own ways. How long have we been running? It feels like 30 minutes and it feels like an hour. No, running isn't that bad. I haven't been training for nothing, and Saber's really light. But now... Inside, my body's messed up. I get dizzier the more I move, and I feel like throwing up. We're in a forest, so it would be understandable if I was bitten by a poisonous snake or something. I can't let this... This isn't pain that'll kill me. It's just that my chest feels heavy and I feel like throwing up. This is nothing compared to the warmth of my arms right now. Saber's closing her eyes as if asleep. She's not resting because she's relaxed. Her body's getting hotter by the minute. Even though it's winter, her body's sweating and she's hanging her head to try and hide her ragged breathing. Crap. This really... A repeat of that night. Saber collapsed from using all her energy after using that sword on Ryder. Saber hasn't healed a bit since that night. Was her ability to talk just now just a brief spark before she disappears? I run trying to deny that. I don't care about my body. I just make myself believe that something will be possible if I get home and keep running. I almost fall and stop myself from collapsing by leaning against a tree. I can taste blood. So this is the cause of my nausea. I didn't spill it into Saber since it was only a bit, but I feel the cause of the nausea in my chest. Well, it's better than the worst possibility if I think about it. Saber would be mad at me for a different reason if I threw up the contents of my stomach. Actually, I bet Saber would seriously try to cut me in half if I did that. Yeah, that's funny. Imagining a funny thing gives me some strength. Alright. I'm done resting. No, you're done pushing yourself, Shiro. Oh. No, you're done pushing yourself, Shiro. Saber? She wasn't asleep? Saber speaks in my arms. What do you mean I'm done now? You should escape by yourself, Shiro. You cannot take me with you in your state. That's not true. I just fell down. This is nothing. It is something. Which I almost dropped in the water. It is something. What are you saying with a pale face like a corpse? Hey. Tosaka, who was leading the way, is back here now for some reason. It's your choice to bluff, but you could at least hide the blood near your mouth, even if we're in a dark forest. It's only natural for Saber to worry if you're in that state. Tosaka glares at me. Saber must have noticed that voice. Good. Things are simpler friends here. Saber says so without looking at Tosaka. I would think so. I know what Saber wants to say, but we don't have time, so say it quickly, even if that idiot can understand it. Saber nods. Yes. Rin, I want you to leave me here. You will not be able to make it with me, and most of all, I will not last long. I can't yell at her for saying such a ridiculous thing. I have no intention of leaving Saber. But still, I know well enough that Saber's condition is worsening. Saber won't last long. I vaguely knew that she won't be able to make it until morning like this. I see. So how about you, Shiro? Will you die with Saber here? Of course not. I have no such intention. And I won't let Saber disappear either. If she's going to disappear, I'll use that command spell and... Okay, that's good enough. Then let's solve both problems at once. We'll save Saber and all escape from the forest. That's our plan now. Huh? My brain turns to tofu. Tosaka says the most difficult things so easily at times. Hold on. I mean, I really want to do that, but since we can't... Just come here. I'll say this, but I have no intention of letting Saber die like this either. Yes, I won't let this chance slip away. I have to fulfill your duty. You said it's okay, so you won't mind either, right, Saber? Tosaka looks at Saber with a meaningful expression. Saber does not answer, but merely looks downward awkwardly. This was something different, in a different version. Anyway, once we pass between exceptionally tall trees, an unexpected sight appears before me. A ruin? We should be able to hide here for a while. Archer found this place to hide in our way here. Crunch, crunch, crunch. The entire ground floor is taken over by trees. The only usable rooms are on the second floor, and this is the best of those. Miraculously, the windows are still intact. I don't know how, but I can see the night sky from here. It's pretty clean in here. Maybe someone was staying here until recently. Really, what kind of nerves does she have? Stepping over the rubble, Tosaka is dusting off the bed and by the window. Shiro, this way. You have to lie Saber down. It's pretty tiring being held by someone. Oh, yeah, I'll be right there. I lie Saber down on the old bed. Crunch, crunch, crunch. How are you feeling, Saber? Can you move okay? Yes, since Shio carried me here, it seems I can still sustain my body. I see. Then I guess there's only the one problem left. It's been an hour. We should have a bit more time, even if Ilyasville comes after us immediately. No, we might be able to hide here until morning if they have trouble finding us. Pretty sure that was Red's line. Anyway. Oh. Her mumbling reminds me. We were able to make it to this ruin, but what happened to Berserker and Archer? He remained at the castle to keep Berserker there. It's been over an hour, so Archer should already have retreated from the castle as well. Hey, Tosaka, what happened to him? Tosaka doesn't answer. She just places her right hand on her chest as if holding something dear. That tells me of Archer's fate. Tosaka's command spell is on her right arm. The master and the servant are connected. As Saber sensed my danger, if the master can sense the life and death of their servant. Tosaka, yeah. Yeah, and I just told him he just needed to buy some time. He was arrogant to the very end. Silence follows. The silence that seems to last forever is... But I won't let it be meaningless. Since I've lost Archer, I'll get Berserker here. Aborted by the sound of Tosaka punching her left hand with her right. Morning is over. I believe in acting if I have time to worry. Since I've come this far, I'm going to have to make sure you're resolved as well. Resolved? For what? Resolved to beat Ilyasville. Berserker, of course. We can't escape this forest with Saber, and it's going to take a long time even if we are to heal her. Ilia will catch us either way. Do you get it? For us to escape the forest with all three of us, we have to defeat Berserker. If we can't, we'll just share Archer's fate. Beat Berserker? That monster? Beat that whirlwind of death that nullifies every attack and destroys all it touches in a single blow? I can't even imagine that. Anything that fights him will die. Tosaka must know that as well. Is she saying we'll beat it in spite of that? So, fun little note. The way that servants is supposed to work is supposed to be like, the older servant is, the more well-known, and the closer related to like a god it is. Like those are the general 3 parameters that it means to like have a strong servant. And in addition to this, I don't know if it's like a spoiler or anything, but berserkers are made with a certain spell, I guess, that boosts all their stats sky high, but also makes them crazy. So if you take a servant like Heracles, who already would be like pretty fucking strong, and make him insane so that all his stats are crazy boosted, he's gonna be pretty strong. But enough about that. No, that's not right. I'm sorry, no, that's not right. What am I saying? Tosaka isn't saying we can beat it. She has no such false hopes. Oh, I see. That's right. We're not going to beat him to win. I should have realized that immediately. Our only option is to beat him. It's just that. If you don't want to die here, we just have to beat that guy. This is like a do or die thing. That's right, but it's not that hopeless. Even if it's Berserker, he should be wounded after fighting Archer. And I have all my reserve tools, so if Saber recovers, I can come up with a few plans to beat him. Looking at it from the other side, since Berserker's wounded right now. Don't you think this is our best chance to beat Iliasvale? But is there a way to heal Saber? Won't it be hard to treat her in a place like this? No, the location doesn't matter for Saber's treatment. Saber's just weakened by lack of magical energy. If we replenish her stock, she should be able to use her abilities like before. Tosaka's explanation makes me remember last night. Tosaka said that Saber's magical energy is almost depleted. So to replenish Saber's magical energy... Look, if you want to save Saber, all you can do is make her attack people and absorb their souls. Then there's only one answer. Use your command spell, Amy-kun. You should be able to avoid the worst case scenario with that. There are 2 command spells left. I have to use this, make Saber attack people, and make her consume their souls to replenish her magical energy. We can't beat Berserker unless Saber's healed. We'll be beaten if we don't beat him. I sneak a glance at Saber, who's lying down. As we are now, we'll only make Saber suffer, but that means... No, Tosaka, I'm still against making Saber attack people. Yeah, I agree with that this time. I would have given that proposal if this was another place. But we're in Iliasville's yard. If there are no souls here, there may be someone other than Berserker or Iliasville in the castle. But that's just... But going there to look like is going... What the fuck? But going there to look is like going to die. Okay, there. We need to escape outside if we want to make her consume souls. That's putting the cart before the horse. Tosaka nods. I'm glad that I don't have to make Saber attack people, but then how do we replenish her magical energy? But what can we do, Tosaka? First of all, our problem is that I can't get Saber magical energy, right? There is a way. Yesterday, that's the day before now, but I explained it to you then. There is one more method other than sharing magic to give magical energy to your servant. Back then, well, I didn't say anything because I didn't think it would end up like this. I recall the conversation yesterday. She certainly did say... Well, the path should have been formed at... maybe there's other measures. Something like that? I remembered something about being there another way since the path exists or something? Wait, did I say something weird? Maybe I misheard her back then because I was shocked about making Saber attack people. Tosaka, is there a way? Yes, there are 2 things we can do which I can support. We'll have to take the rough measure in this situation. Look, Saber's lacking magical energy because the path between you two is imperfect. To heal her, we need to correct the path. That's the best, if we can, but I don't know how. First of all, we had that problem since Saber was summoned. We wouldn't be in this trouble if the line to supply her with magical energy was established. It's simple. We just need to reconnect the spiritual path. That's the only way to prepare it, without breaking the contract or resummoning her. We need to transplant Shira's magical circuit to Saber. It's not what it said originally. Transplant my magical circuit onto her? To renew the path between you two, we need to transplant spiritually important organs. If servants and masters are borrowing the Holy Grail's power, we need to create an equally strong connection to create a path. To do this, we need to transplant the master's magical circuit to the servant. We need to do that far. We need to go that far since Shira's power to Saber. Doesn't Shira's power to Saber? Whatever. Magic circuit. A mechanism mages need so that they can use Odd to activate mana. That is the core of mages, and without this, one cannot create magical energy, which is the source of magic. It is more important than their life for mages. You can even call it the meaning of their existence. I can give that magic circuit to someone else. It's too dangerous to transplant the servant circuit to the master. They're ghost liners, and heroic spirits at that. The circuits only bring severe rejected response even when they're transplanted on dying people. Except when they're not. The only option left is to transplant your circuit onto Saber. But that's the same as ripping the nerves out of your body. Then all the strain goes to the one the organs are transplanted from. Ripping out nerves means the same thing as ripping off your own fingers and arms. Hold on, Rin. Oh, hold on, Rin. That's too much for Shiro. But if we don't, you won't be able to survive. You should know that, Saber. I take care as I gulp so that they won't hear it. I have to get my priorities straight. I have no time to hesitate if it's clear what needs to be done. Tosaka, will this work? I'll make it work. But making it work doesn't mean you'll be alright. I have no intention of failing, but Saber will take your magic circuit if it succeeds. Your sense of loss and pain will be so great that you'd wish it failed. If your magic circuit is taken away, it means my second nerve, the magic circuit, will be taken out. This means removing the part of my nerves, damaging the spiritual body's integrity, and creating a fatal defect as a mage. The essential parts are written in the blueprint, but what happens if we if those parts are lost? You can never perfect something that is lacking. My hope of becoming complete will disappear here. Once Emiyashiro loses his foundation called the magic circuit, he will stay incomplete no matter what. I nod to myself. I see. That it's much better to be able to save Saber. Alright, let's do it, Tosaka. That was quick. Oh, I don't mind that you're quick to make your decision, but do you really know what this means? I do. You told me, right? There's no way you'd understand. Listen, it's like I'm telling you to die as a mage to save Saber, so how can you nod back without any objections? But I don't have any objections. I'm agreeing because it's the best plan you came up with. You should be more confident in your own plan, Tosaka. It's making me uneasy seeing you like you're such a panic. And Saber can't fight Berserker unless we do this, right? That's right. That's what I've been saying. Right? It's not like we made no sacrifices. We have to fight and win, since he bought the time for us. His back told me to go. I didn't like him, but he risked his life to protect Tosaka. Then I can't be chickening out here. Okay, let's start, Shiro. This is gonna get kind of weird for a bit, but... Okay, you okay too, Saber? We're going to transplant my magic circuit onto you. Yes, if that is your decision, Master. The voice does not contain affirmation nor denial. But her eyes look as if they're in regret. I guess Tosaka's going to prepare us for the transplant. I don't know how from the first place, so I'll have to leave it to Tosaka. We'll start with Saber. Shiro, can you keep your magic circuit on and on standby without getting too disturbed? I close my eyes and turn over the artificial nerve in my body. I can turn the circuit on and off without a problem thanks to Tosaka, but... a red flower entangles itself with a white flower. Tosaka gets on top of Saber, who cannot move, and casually, brazenly moves her fingers across Saber's slender body. Wait, Tosaka, what are you doing? I'm trying to get her to relax. The success rate is going to drop unless Saber relaxes. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Carry on, I guess. Okay. Let's take off your clothes, Saber. Huh? What? Don't get so surprised about every little thing. We just need to take off part of your clothing. Transplant of the magic circuit is an integration of body and mind. You have to make sure the maximum contact and reduce any screening. Just like a serious and calm. The only ones left are Saber and I. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on, Rin. I can do this myself. Don't say that when it's painful just to raise your arm. Oh, Emiya-kun, could it be that you want to take your clothes off yourself as the duty of the master? I stopped myself before I call her an idiot. With the joke aside, that's something I'm not suited to do. I can't stay composed if I had to do such a thing. Sorry, I guess I'll leave her to you. Good. So you take your clothes off too. Oh, you just need to take your top off. I'll kill you if you take your bottom off too. I can't tell if she's serious or joking. Anyway, it seems like I need to take off as much clothes as I can to come in contact with Saber. Shiro, could you please turn your back for a while? Uh, okay, just tell me when you're done. I turn around and take my shirt off and fold it up. I even fold the sleeve so I can put it in a drawer if I wanted to, and try and hide my nervousness. Are you alright, Saber? Yes, I feel much more relaxed, but I have to calm down. I try to suppress my fear while acknowledging how hard the transplant of the magical circuit is going, and how much of a loss and pain the process involves. This is just a passing point. The thing I should be scared of is the fight against Berserker. After this. Okay, Shiro. Okay. Saber's skin is like new fallen snow, or marble. With the front of her blouse hanging open, Saber's so beautiful, it bordered on profane. I suddenly forgot to breathe. I've seen her skin before, but the Saber in bed right now is unlike any Saber I've seen. Even now it's awkward. It's because of this weird tension that I decided to make this a double wide. With myself aside, Saber's acting weird too. Before she was acting normally, even when I saw her skin. This way, Shiro. Get on here and on top of Saber. Feels like I'm moving a borrowed body. I'm walking to the bed, but stepping on the rubble doesn't feel realistic. Saber, I'll take it until you two sympathize. I'll have you do it after that, but make sure not to take too much. The less you take, the less burden there'll be on Shiro. Understood. Please go ahead, Rin. The conversation doesn't come into my head. I have my hands full and steadying my breath. We get even closer. We're so close that her skin is almost touching. I feel her weak breath. I support myself with my arms and my body's too close to her. Change preparation. Stupefaction. Trance. Union. Commence. Her spell starts. I shake off useless thoughts and clear my mind so I can sympathize with Saber. Small, 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 small. Tortoise route open. The only thing I can see is Saber's face. She's already in meditation. I can't keep my eyes open forever. I close my eyes reluctantly. And now the major changes. Large, 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 large. Narrow port road. Close in succession. My senses are becoming vague. The senses of floating that I feel every night when I construct the magic circuit. The feeling of my mind escaping my body and being flung away. But it goes in the opposite direction this time. It usually goes out my back, but my mind is escaping out my chest right now. The 5 senses are functions of the body. My sense of hearing should go away since I'm out of my body, but my ears are hearing Saber's breathing sharper than before. The gentle breathing is starting to become lively. The sound of the rapidly beating heart. The sound of blood flowing through the veins. I slip out of the shell called Emi Shiro and slide into her body. And no, this time it is not. Anyway, my mind sinks even deeper. I converge, swirl, shrink, and become a strong crystal to enter her. The beat, warmth, breath. I touch her mind, not her body. Shiro. Voice like a bell. I answer the voice. My mind completely breaks away from my body. Getting metaphysical here, folks. My senses completely transform. I may actually have to turn it down just a touch. Okay. I have no arms, legs, or self. I run metaphysically naked. It feels like I'm running back in time. It rather feels like I'm being left behind. It accelerates. Body, personality, order, law. I become a dart and penetrate through numerous barriers between boundaries of individual. Sparks fly from the circuit. The sensation of reaching the speed of light freezes me. This is all very strange. It's as if this is new to me, by the way. It's as if passing by human life in a second. The concentrated life is heavy and therefore cruel. No matter how the life is, it passes by in an instant. It's unbearable to stare it direct on. Therefore, my emotion is anesthetized and freezes. This is what it's like to go on a journey with only the mind. I realized what an excellent insurance the weight called the body was. Visualization a foundation of magic. Digitization of human. Several hundred organs are connected using several billion connections. The infinite complex pattern is the highway made of simple repetitions. The distant future that eventually is. It's like a vehicle going through an illuminated city without any life. Here, the present time passes by at light speed. I wonder if we needed a flashing lights warning. You rolled a servant. Eternity in an instant. I pass through the final boundary. Beyond this is inside her. I will see the magic circuit owned by the existence called I almost forgot. Artoria. Artoria? Arthuria? Artoria. It's not that other thing. The change is extreme. The vast world, filled with light, is cut off in an instant. It's dark and heavy here. Pressure compresses my outline. The air is too dense, and it feels as if I'm underwater. My body is slowly sinking, accompanied by pain, as if squashed by a strong force. The path is deep, and I can't see the bottom. It feels like I'm falling through massive darkness into an even denser darkness. The fact that I instantly went past thousands of miles feels like a lie. Now I'm suffering for an eternity to go a mile. I feel no hope nor light ahead. Is this really Saber's magic circuit? It's greatly different from mine. They say the shape of the magic circuit and the number of paths are different from each person, but this is different. Not about scale or ability. It seems Saber's magic circuit is fundamentally different from that of a mage. The path rumbles. Each time, my small self is almost crushed. I don't know what kind of magic circuit Saber has, but I know that sympathizing spell is working. This isn't a failure. This place is dark and heavy, unlike Saber, but this isn't an impure place. It is so full of life. The flowing air is blood, and also a swirl of magical energy. I realize that I've forgotten to breathe. It may be because there's no need to. The sinking is painful, but not life-threatening. I look up at the darkness I fell through, and it feels like it's a distance you can't go back. First of all, I can't see anywhere in this darkness. Even a slow fall seems infinite. The weight of the air changes. The speed of descent decreases even more. I narrow my eyes at the brightness of the darkness. There is an end to this infinite path. I feel Saber's warmth and breath. That is the final destination. I reach the source of Saber's magical circuit, the mental world at her center. But the scenery is beyond my understanding. The core of a star, the embodiment of fire that breathes deep underground is here. Not a sound. The red surface of the lake is swirling, but stays silent without splashing around. A huge shadow is in the bottom of the lake. The eye of fire perceives the small intruder. A foreign body is still a foreign body, even if its master allowed it inside. In this core, my mind is only a piece of trash that serves its function, or a piece of wood to light the fire. I swallow my breath that I do not need. I stare at the full scenery. This is Saber's magic circuit. Her heart that exceeds humans and is fundamentally different from ours, which is imagined from lines and circuits. This place is a reactor core. If a mage's body is a machine, which creates magical energy, this place is a factory, which creates magical energy. But the core is inactive. The starting key to make the core turn, the source of the energy to provide the first turn, is not there. There is such a great amount of magical energy and an enormous magical core, but there isn't enough magical energy to activate the core. It rises to the surface, the stalled sea of gasoline. No matter how much undiluted magical energy there is, it's meaningless without a fire to burn it. It doesn't matter how small the fire is. This core will resume activity once the path to send magical energy is connected. For that, a thing transcending human acknowledges awakens. The many paths running across the lake swirl up. The red atmosphere shoots up and becomes pillars. Or is this how it is inside a thundercloud? It's a dragon. The raging sound of the waves is so huge that I cannot perceive them with my hearing. Just like how something so huge cannot be seen, its roar is just like silence. The thing appearing from within the blazing core is an embodiment of all the threats to mankind. The red dragon. It's kind of choppy, but still really good. Well, it has been said, the king is a red dragon, symbolizing Britain. The child of the sacred star, carrying phantasmal blood in a human body. Dragon, the symbol, fear, and king of the numerous phantasmal beasts. Appearing sometimes as evil and sometimes as godlike, the highest of all beings. That is what is in Saber's unconsciousness. It's an absurd, true nature that is appropriate for the best servant. The cauldron is opened. The too brutal fang fills my vision. Resistance is meaningless. A mere human cannot defend against it. A mere human's intelligence cannot think of running away. It must have been that hungry. With bloodshot eyes, it bites down on food as small as dust and... Ouch. Eradicates all words. Come to think of it, why isn't food on the table alive? It doesn't even need to be said. It cannot bear it if it's alive. We know that food is better fresh, but it's still dead because it's too cruel to keep it alive. In short, despite appearances, edible meat preserves the dignity of life. Screams and rage boil up. I forget who I am and roar like a beast. I appeal my pain. Hatred builds up. I resist with bare sensation. As I'm bitten on, I beg for mercy like a sinner being crucified. My senses vanish. I drop all goals and meanings, keeping sanity here as if... Man, I hope you guys are... This is kind of hurting my eyes. Keeping sanity here is as distant as the time of creation. Excessively powerful pain and pressure. And, the instant I can only perceive this creature as a monster. I recall her figure, hanging her head, believing that I can withstand this hell. I recall the meaning of this pain. I exhilarate the significance of this anguish. I fully realize why I came to this place. I breathe out and stop resisting. The one I should fight against is not the dragon's fangs, but the pain within me. I didn't come here to get away from the pain. I'm here to save her from pain and to answer the trust she's kept many times. Thus, as I cannot fight, I'm here to give her the best answer I can give. There is no pain I can describe anymore. I'm not reaching out to my destroyed senses. I stay quiet, as if I'm asleep, and sharpen my senses. Eternity is an instant here. If that is the case, I can stay conscious if I can withstand the pain even for an instant. Alright, then. I have no fear. I shall dedicate this pain to you, the one who is fighting. pain disappears in an instant. The red dragon is gone, and my consciousness rises. Did it grow light because I lost some of it? As if returning to the surface, I get away from the core against my will. Wait, I have to check something before that. Oh, shit. Oh. How warm. The core is burning golden with a low sound. The delicate magic circuit is glowing with all the colors of the rainbow, restarting the circulation. The fire has been lit. Even though I may be an amateur mage, I was able to fulfill my role as her master. Shit, you couldn't fucking do that. I surrender my body to the soaring wind. This is much better, actually. I catch a glimpse of a distant memory. A figure holding a sword, and a figure dancing in the field. Which did I find familiar? If I don't know about that other thing, I'll put it in. Anyway. I feel the sun on my eyelids, and my eyes open slowly. I check my body with my dizzy mind. My limbs are still there. I don't feel any wound on my body. Maybe the pain went away when I endured it. My mental wound, that could have been a trauma, is healed as well. Ah, Shiro. I hear a weak voice from under me. The feeling of her soft skin instantly makes me realize who she is and what we're doing. Oh! Saber's lying on the bed with an untidy blouse, and Tosaka is curled up and asleep. Tosaka's alright, but Saber has been under me dressed like this. Good morning, Saber. Yes, good morning, Shiro. An awkward greeting. Saber slowly gets up and fixes her blouse. Crap. We're conscious of each other, and we can't look at each other in the eyes. You can get up now? Yes, I'm able to receive your supply of magical energy now. It seems Saber's back to normal. My frailness when I carried her here is gone now too. That's good. So, the transplant of magic circuit succeeded then, huh? Yes, so, could you put your clothes back on, Shiro? For some reason, it's hard to talk to when you're like that. I look down at myself. Oh, I see. You're right. You're right. I quickly reach out for my extremely folded up clothes. Just like I folded my clothes. No, I did that. Why did I fold it up like this? Oh. I vividly recall the ritual last night. I sympathized with Saber and transplanted my magical circuit deep inside her. Looks like Saber's back to normal. What about me? Tosaka said that my body and my mind would not be able to handle losing the magical circuit, but no big damage, nor do I feel any big sense of loss. I'm a bit scarred, but I check my magic circuit. I dread looking at how much of it is missing, but the fight against Berserker is waiting. I have to know what condition I'm in. Huh? Weird. The magic circuit is kind of dull, but I don't really see any damage. It was bitten to pieces, but my magic circuit's still there. I guess there's nothing wrong with it for me to use the strengthening spell. I see. The magic circuits I rarely used were probably taken away. I only activate 1 to 4 circuits for strengthening, and can't really use any large-scale spells, so I never really fully activated my circuits. It seems the magic circuits transplanted onto Saber were those circuits I rarely used. Shiro? I can still use the strengthening spell just fine, but my body's fatigue and dullness, as if I'm in waters because my full ability has degenerated. In its place, I feel that I'm connected deep down to something important. I can't clearly tell what or where, but there's a weak link between Saber and I. I've obtained something big and warm in place of my lost circuits. I'm sorry, Shiro. I hear Saber's apologetic voice from behind me. I have tried my best to take the minimal amount of your circuits, but that minimal amount was too much to take from any person. If I have left a scar on you, I cannot even think of how to apologize to you. This is a mistake on my part. If I was not so useless, you would not have... that's not true. You don't have to apologize. First of all, this is caused because I couldn't supply you with magical energy. But it's settled now. I can supply you with magical energy now. Yeah, I can now proudly say that I am Saber's master. But Shiro, you don't have to worry about my magic circuit. It's something that I don't use anyway. I actually feel better now than when I had it. Saber doesn't look happy. Shit, I don't know what to say now. Saber's healed and I survived in spite of losing my magic circuit. Saber's magic circuit and the dream of light and wind, and Saber's youthful days, and on top of that, we spent the night just like that. The magic bag. Yeah, there you go. Calm down, calm down, calm down. This is a ritual for us to survive. I have to calm down. I may make a mistake in the oncoming fight like this. Her breath pauses and she lets out a voice. It seems Tosaka woke up. Good morning, Rin. Yo, morning, Tosaka. Oh. Her hair moves and she raises her head. Tosaka's not a morning person, so she's like a different person right now. Thanks, Tosaka. It succeeded. Yes, my magical energy is replenished, but Shiro is... No, I only lost about, 3/10 of it. It's fine. You should be alright. 3/10? I minimized how much I took, but it still took 3/10? How greedy of me. Greedy, huh? I know you were hungry, but I wish you would have shown some manners. Just teasing her now. The awkward would disappear since Tosaka... Oh, what was that? Now we're really back to normal. I see. Then let's go. Tosaka yawns once and stands up. The battle is near. Berserker and Ilisville are waiting on the other side of the silent forest. We'll lose many significant things we exchanged last night unless we break through that hurricane of death. The connection with Saber created in my heart. To protect it, we have to defeat the strongest enemy. Oh, perfect. That's exactly where I wanted to stop anyway. Delightful. Alright. This is like a good place to stop. A 2-hour session. Interestingly enough, I feel like we can go for longer, but let's not. Let's not and say we did. Alright. Return to top. I kind of wanted to leave all of that till later, but I didn't want to open with that either, so I just took the double wide, it's fine. Anyway, as you may or may not have noticed, if you pay attention to my YouTube, I haven't put really any of the more recent ones up, but I'm working on it. Things have been, well, you already know, so I'm slowly working my nerve back to get everything together, but for right now, we're done here. So, I hope you all had a lovely time, and I hope you see you guys again. Take care now.